All right, well, welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to talk about the Walmart bikes. And I've been seeing a couple of videos on YouTube about people kind of advocating against buying a Walmart bike, or that buying a Walmart bike is just absolutely the way to go. And I've done it. So I've bought two Walmart bikes here, and I've thrown quite a few upgrades at them. And I've kept the budget relatively inexpensive compared to buying like a $1,500 bike or $1,000 bike even. Um, this bike here I got on clearance for $186, and this bike I got on clearance for $181. And I have put several upgrades onto it. It's a kind of thing where someone like myself, I have a hard time spending $1,000 out of pocket on a bike all at once. So the idea that I can take and buy this $180 bike and put $30 here, $50 there as I get paid, that sort of thing. I'm not really being paid by YouTube. I'm a pretty small channel, just getting started, so I'm not really being funded in that way. But I can tell you that, does this compare to a $1,500 bike? I have no idea. I don't have a $1,500 bike because I can't justify to buy one. So as I'm assuming a lot of people feel this way. And that's the reason I think that there's this following on buying a cheap bike and trying to get into the sport of mountain biking and trying to have a good time. Do those cheap bikes hinder the sport? Kind of give a false representation of how much fun it can be? Perhaps. And I've seen some argument on that. And I do get that. But I can tell you that this bike here that I got for $181, I splurged and bought a RockShox Judy TK, which is an entry-level air fork, and a D&M $50 air shock on the back. I think that's really, I did put a crankset on it. I put a $29 JG crankset off Amazon. So you can have a blast. I have a blast on these bikes. I don't get on them and feel like I'm doing anything sketchy or anything like that. Now, I will say in stock form, these bikes are not that great. The fork that comes on it is absolutely terrible, and it is sketchy. And that's where I think the confusion comes from. I think the frame and the foundation of these bikes this is just my opinion, but I think that the foundation of these bikes is actually pretty good because I have a blast on them. I don't have any problems with them. But I think the components that come on them stock, because they're trying to, cut cost and fall into a very specific price point and things like that to be on a Walmart shelf. I think that the components are definitely in need of upgrade. So one thing about this bike, this is the Mongoose Ledge X1, and it comes with a Pro Rush clutch derailleur. And whenever you watch a lot of YouTube videos, people say, oh man, it comes with a clutch derailleur. That's great. But the problem with it is it's not great, because I've got an Advent 9 up here that's not clutched. And whenever you push on you can feel tension from the very beginning that you start to push on this. It has tension all the way through. The Pro Rush derailleur, it's got probably about 2 or 3 degrees slop of nothingness, and then it catches. And when you put the clutch on, it's the same, that 2 or 3, that little bit of slop or play in that derailleur, it still drops the chain. So, and the Advent 9 that I had on this bike with no clutch never dropped the chain. So, there's just, I think, a lot more to do with the components than there are the bike itself. And I have the intention of getting rid of that Pro Rush derailleur, because even though it's a clutch derailleur, it's terrible. It's garbage. In fact, the first one broke, and they sent me another one. Mongoose is good about, they will send you new parts. They will, if something breaks, they will send it to you. But I mean, you're getting another one that's probably going to break. So I just wanted to kind of touch on that a little bit, because I don't think it's fair to come out and say that you should just buy $1,000 or $1,500 bike as just an average guy, average Joe with a job, with bills to pay, no supplemental income. I'm not going to go and drop $1,000 out of pocket on anything unless it's like my hot water heater went out or something like that, you know, or the furnace went down. That's the average Joe that's going to go out and buy a Walmart mountain bike, in my opinion. You know, if you're doing well, you want to go out and buy a $1,500 bike. Is it worth it? Probably so. I mean, I couldn't tell you. I've never ridden one, so I don't know what I'm comparing it to. But I can tell you that me and my son take these two bikes out, and we have a ball. We have a blast. And you know, I've taken this one. Well, both of these have been on black diamond trails. I've never really felt like we were in danger or that the bike was going to come apart on us or anything like that. So just some stuff to think about. You know, I think there's a lot of things to consider when you buy a mountain bike, and you know, at the end of the day, you got to do what you want to do, what feels good to you, and definitely don't just do something because someone says to do it. Do your research, and you know, if you have fun, if you get out there on the trail and you're enjoying it and you're having a blast, what more you want, right? So that's all I've got. So I will give it to you real. I'm going to give you the truth about everything that I know, and that's it. That's all I got. So thanks for watching.